And now he's thinking about trash. Does he think you're trash? Sage, does he think you're trash? It's Pandora from Pandora's Box here, and welcome to the very first installment of what I'm hoping will be a weekly series of Sims videos. It's not always going to be this storyline. It might be something else, maybe something that people suggest. This is what I'm going to possibly, pending, is going to be the Sims Saturdays series. Now, for my very first video, I'm taking you guys in on a journey of my very own Sims characters that I've been playing with for probably around a little over a month. It started with the first generation. We are currently in the fourth generation. So let me take you to the family I want to introduce to you first today, and I'll be with you guys in a second. Okay, so as you see, the first family I want to show you guys is here in the city. This is my absolute favorite family. I wasn't sure if I wanted to start. I'm trying not to show you what they look like just yet. They live here in the penthouse. Oh, shoot. They live here in the penthouse, but they're absolutely my most favorite family of the universe family. So I guess we should just get into it so I can show you. I'm really excited about this. This is all like a learning experience. Trying to get these videos out, figuring out what works. I have very minimal equipment, so it's more of, I really wanted to document my most favorite sim and put it on YouTube. Regardless of if I was going to do YouTube or not, I wanted people to see, because I absolutely love this guy. I love his family too. I love them all, but I just absolutely have loved this character since the third generation. He's a third generation in the family. I just love him. I can't. I love him so much. I'm also, if you guys are wondering, I'm playing on PlayStation. Some of the loading seems to be longer than what I feel like would be on. My PlayStation is pretty old too, but alright guys, so I'm not exactly sure if when I edit this you will see that my game crashed. It took me about 20 minutes to get back on. That's the thing, like I was saying before this, I play on PlayStation and it's a little bit buggy, so sometimes my game might crash for no reason, or I'll get stuck in an infinite loading screen, which I know some of these things do happen on computer, especially if you use CC or mods. But that's one of the things that when I do the Sims Let's Plays, I mean, it probably won't affect you guys as much because I'll be editing it to a point where it shouldn't affect you guys too much. But also, because I'm playing on console, I'm not going to be able to use CC, I'm not going to be able to use mods, which some people care about, others not so much. I know there are people who actually play the console and they post it on YouTube, so I hope that you guys enjoy what I have. To me, I think the way that I play The Sims is a lot different than other players. I could be wrong. I've seen a lot of Let's Plays. This, again, was my personal story. I didn't ever plan on, recording it or anything, but I wanted people to get to know these characters because I absolutely, especially, I love this family. I love the character development of my other Sims, and I just wanted their stories to be saved. So I should stop talking and just, get to it. You can obviously see them down there. But so, all right, let's get into it. So it seems like Cadence right here is asleep. Here he is, guys. This is my absolute most favorite sim. He's at the bar. Okay, so I take you out here. Here he is. He's still tending the bar because I think the last time that I loaded in, or the last time I played, they threw a party just for the sake of it. That's the kind of family this family is. So what happened was one of his sons came home. Actually, both of them came home bored as hell. So I was like, okay, what are we gonna do? I mean, we own the penthouse apartment in San Myshuno. Why not just throw a party on a Monday? So he's been standing here since late Monday afternoon, and it is now 5:40 on a Tuesday. Oh, okay. So, Xander, I don't know what you're doing, but let's change your outfit. There you go, buddy. Okay. See, now, like, on the PlayStation, also, I'm afraid that saving is gonna be a thing that I'm gonna have to do quite often, and that's kind of a nightmare. But usually I don't have to. Usually I'm okay. There's a couple times where the game would crash several times in a row, and I had to make sure to save my progress because it would always, like, crash around the same progress point. And it's awful. It's terrible, and it does affect the gameplay a little bit, but I mean, I still love The Sims. I still love him. Love you, Xander. I love you. Do you have to work today? Please don't go to work. We're doing... You're meeting everybody. Yeah, you don't have to work for 3 days in a row. That's awesome. So, if you can see here, Xander is an executive chef. Since they've moved into this apartment, I haven't gotten them to do a lot, but another thing is they need the money because they owed the bank the rest of the payment on the apartment. I moved them out where they could have bought the second most expensive apartment in San Myshuno, but it was in the business district, and that's not this family. So Xander here, he had been working hard becoming a chef. He was miserable. I mean, he loved his little apartment, but he loved being out in the city, and he was miserable doing those shitty, like, 9 to 5 jobs or the late night jobs. When he was a bartender, he felt awful. And now he's, like, just a happy bean. But he also he wasn't a non-committal sim. I mean, I'm focusing on him a lot. I just love him. But he wasn't a non-committal sim. He was just...
Oh, Cardool.
He was a womanizer, but to the point where, like, he respected women. It was just... He always gave women his apartment keys. They would hang out. They would be friends, but they would also be friends with benefits. Things like that. And he eventually ended up revoking all the apartment keys but one, and ended up marrying Cadence, who is sad because of social problems. Come talk to your husband. I never had planned for him to get married. I never had that in his plans. But I mean, there's a lot of story that goes along with Xander. He was with many women, so you can imagine that because he was with many women, that he got into a little bit of trouble. And it wasn't really trouble, it was a happy mistake. I don't know if she's at work. So she's talking to her brother. I don't know where she is, though. Oh, she's not even talking to him. Watch funny video. Uh-oh. I think something's going weird here. Oh, there she is. This is Kiara. Right now, she's in her, they all have school, so I think she would change her outfit herself, but she's gotta go to school soon. I think she's off now to go to school, actually. Kiara is the eldest of the kids. I kind of aged them up to like be
Request?
kind of similar in age, but the brothers are significantly younger than her. Kiara was the product of a one night stand with one of
Pretty
these
smooth.
women who stayed
Boy.
around until she was born and kind of just left Kiara on
Overwhelmed.
Xander's
Couture.
doorstep. And Xander just stepped right in. And I mean, what happened was throughout her pregnancy, he kind of felt like his dad. I mean, I'm getting you into the middle of all this, and I'm not even explaining any of like the beginning to you. So hold on, let me just pull up the family tree. Oh, okay, we'll show Kiara's. So here's Kiara. You can't see it'll load them in, but her mom will never have a face because what happened was when I removed her, I accidentally deleted her, but it didn't matter because she was never coming back anyways. I have her name written down somewhere, but so Kiara is Xander's daughter, but not Cadence's daughter. Xander and Cadence have two twin boys. This is Xander's dad. And if you see his family tree right here, it's a little similar to Xander's because that's where Xander was kind of like Carter. But let's not make any mistake. Carter was an asshole. Like a serious. He had a high school girlfriend, was with her for a while. He had Tanner, which is his firstborn son. You'll get to meet him. There's a crazy thing about him. I mean, it's not crazy. It's just in real world terms, it would be crazy. Then they had Xander, and then Landon's his youngest. But Landon's genealogy shows that Erica Sakamoto is his mom, and that he's got a stepsister or a half sister. But I'm getting too far ahead because we're talking about Xander right now. But that means that because Kiara, her mom had just run off, Xander was stuck raising her all by himself. That's the important part here. Because where Carter just up and abandoned his family, like, he was there for his kids, but he wasn't emotionally there. Juliet was his girlfriend, right? Yeah, Juliet McLean was his girlfriend. They never got married, and then when she found out that he was having a kid with some other woman, she just walked out. She visited the kids every once in a while, but Carter was the one that was the breadwinner, that came home, made very little money. He was a criminal. And basically Tanner, Xander's brother here, Tanner, took care of him and made him meals, which is ironic because now Tanner is an artist, but I don't know if that's I don't play Tanner that much. He's a vampire. That's one of the things that's about him. But he took care of him and fed him and all this stuff, and it's ironic because now Xander's the one that's the chef. He's a painter. But enough about that. So the story about Kiara and did I open the I think I opened the library. Yeah, I did. The story with Kiara is that she's at school, but why aren't the boys at school? Hold up. Okay. Because no, he's dancing. Where is he dancing? I've got 3 stereos in the house. So I'm gonna have to... Where are you dancing? You're not dancing. Cadence is dancing. Get your butt to school. You're gonna do homework. You need to go to school. Don't worry about that. Just go to school. That's another thing about Xander with his kids. He's like... the way he was raised was basically by the... There he is. By the wayside with his dad, but his brother pretty much encouraged him, dude, you need to keep going to school. You know, I mean, you could be something big one day. And of course, Xander was always like, I just want to go, like, explore the city. Like, missing a couple days of school is not going to hurt. So, and, you know, Cadence is a sim that I pulled out of the world, but the way that she
Oh,
was, like, I
yes.
just knew that she was kind of like laid back too because her and Xander always acted the same. So, you know, they're always like, if you need to take a mental health day, that's fine. But, you know, if you don't do your homework, then that's on you. Like, go to school. If you gotta go to school, don't do it right before school. You should have done it the night before. And these kids know that. They're good at, you know, going to school and keeping up with their work. And they're not A students, but they're, you know, they're good kids, which is has a lot to say for Xander because Xander grew up in such a
Oh, Queen.
situation that, like, a lot of kids, like, you could go either way with that. Tanner kind of grew up and was bitter towards Carter. Oh no, we don't have enough money. 24 hours of pair bills. You know, he grew up in a situation that was not pleasant, not for any kid. And Tanner kind of went. Tanner's a sweet boy too. Like, he lives with his cousin who has kids, but he doesn't have kids. He just loves kids and was helping her take care of her children growing up. But he was
Yims.
always bitter towards Carter. He never forgave Carter, and before Carter died, they were in, like, the realm of being enemies. So it's just like one of those things. You guys don't clean up your plates. I always do it. Who's Hun Honey? Oh, that's a guy. Okay. Xander, you hit. What the heck? Oh my gosh. Okay, never mind. But anyways, yeah. So Xander is just a completely different person. He's just sunshine on the outside and on the inside. It's not like he doesn't have his down points. And each of these boys that are Carter's son, they all have a little bit of Carter in them, let me tell you. Whereas Xander is kind of like, he, you do this because I can't do it. He likes to, or like to, fool around with other women, a bunch of different women at once, but that's where him and Carter were different too, is he was respectful about it. Like, it's not like he was doing it behind other women's backs. Actually, when he had people come, easy assignment, tough assignment. Students are allowed to choose their own assignment for an upcoming school project should Zane choose an easy assignment and ensure a good grade or find out a more challenging assignment and learn something new. This is what I'm saying. He would choose the easy assignment. Okay. A new gallery is calling for work. Cadence knows that the show was traditional, but she just finished rolling around on canvases covered in mustard for a series entitled You Equals My Sunshine. Should Cadence bring them the edgy work or play it safe? Last time I said the edgy statement, it didn't work. I'm wondering if it'll work this time. Did it work? Where's the... Okay. Oh yeah, the gallery finds the work highly thought-provoking and their attached restaurant doubles hot dog sales during the show. Cool. Okay. So, anyways, what I was saying about Xander is he was always respectful. Oh, he's going to the bathroom. Let's leave him be. He was always respectful of the women he brought around, and they oftentimes talked to each other, and they knew what was going on. It wasn't like he left them in the dark, but Cadence was the only one that ever got jealous. Cadence was also the very first woman that he was with. They always hung out, they always did friend things, and Xander was the kind of person to just, like, put her in the friend zone, and he never saw it coming. I didn't either, actually, honestly. It was like one of those things where, like, okay, he's got all these women, but eventually I want him to get to a point where he, like, meets the love of his life at the romance festival because he's a city native sim. It ended up being that I took Cadence to the romance. Well, I figured it out. I was like, oh my god, it's been Cadence this whole time. Which, if I figured it out, that means that Xander figured it out and was like, oh my god, it's been Cadence the whole time. So he took her on a date, asked her to actually be his girlfriend officially. Then, when the romance festival popped up, he took her there, they got engaged, and so far, is he just standing in the bathroom? He should come here and show you guys his bar tricks. Although these are his son's bars. Practice bar tricks. So far, he is the only one that has had a proper wedding. Because I just love him so much. And I know I'm talking so much about him. Some of the other stories will be, I think, a little bit more gameplay. I'm, of course, going to come back and show you now that I've showed you them. I will be showing you them. And, you know, I wish I had done this sooner so that I could just play it along with you guys so that you could have, like, been taken on the journey. But, you know, Xander's journey was crazy. He literally started from the bottom. And now he's in this apartment. And it's great because he stayed in his family apartment. He didn't want to leave. He was the only one who had any respect for his father. You know, because he respects everybody. He always knows. I love this trick. Don't fuck it up. Oh! So, yeah, I'm just blown away by him. I love him. I love how he's developed as a character. He's just such a sweetheart. I just love him. I'm gonna wait until the boys come home to explain them, but basically you get the gist. They're the part of the family that's like where Xander got in his life. This is where Xander got in his life to where he was like, I'm gonna get married and I'm gonna have kids. And the only thing about that story is it's partly my doing, really, because I use the knowledge that I had about The Sims to force a boy, basically, because Xander and Tanner are the only ones that still carry the actual universe last name. And so in order to keep that going, Xander had to have a son. I don't know if Tanner's ever going to have kids. The fact that they're twins, that was not my doing. That was none of my doing. They didn't have the lot trait for it. You know, I didn't, cheat it in. It was just a real surprise, and I was glad that they were both boys, and it's great, and I love it. But the thing about it is, it was kind of like, they were comfortable in the apartment that they had, and they had room for another kid. So basically, because Zane is technically the oldest, Sage caused them to have to move out. But it turned out being something for the better, other than the fact that now, Xander and Cadence, and they're trying to help too. They're all trying to pay off this loan on this apartment. But, I mean, they're just wonderful. They're all wonderful. Kiara's at a level 10. It took Xander so long, and I think that Kiara had just gotten into teenagehood when Xander finally mastered the bar skill, the mixologist skill. Kiara got there in like such a short amount of time. And now I've got Zane himself. He's got the master mixologist aspiration. His brother here is athletic. He's the first time that I've made athletic. I wanted them to be very similar, best friends, but at the same time be completely different people inside. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, any twins out there who've always said, I want to be my own person, that's what I was going for. Like, they still dress similar and stuff. They like to do that because they like that image, but at the same time, they're two completely different people. Like, Sage still bartends with Zane because, like, hey, bro, can you, like, practice these bar tricks with me and stuff? And, Usually if Sage isn't doing anything, he's like, yeah, sure, whatever. Because I also like them doing it in sync. Sometimes they'll do the bar tricks in sync. It's really funny. But that's pretty much the gist of this family. I mean, oh, Xander's tired. They don't do much anymore. They don't they throw parties. They don't really leave that. Who is this out in the hall? Yeah, do it. Invite over Marcy. Oh yeah, invite over Anakin. I could talk a little bit about them. Okay. A lot of the Sims in this world, oh my god. Sage is, yeah, Zane has got to go to bed. See, I get him confused all the time. What? Oh, because Kiara's got to sleep too. But it doesn't mean that they can't hang out over here. Okay. Sometimes they like to do weird things too, and I don't know if it's just because it's exclusively the console version that they sometimes kind of like. Are you gonna? That selfie's really that important? Kiara, get some sleep, girl. You do a lot for a teenager. Anyways, this is Zane, and they look so much, other than they have like a lot of Cadence's facial features, they look a lot like Xander. That was another thing. It was like copy paste Xander for the next generation, because I guarantee you when Xander I'm constantly looking at his thing is like days left, even though like I know he's just an adult and not oh, he's still doing this. He's not an elder yet, but I mean, he's got 52 days, but that doesn't seem like a long time to me. It does not seem like a long time. He is one of the reasons I put these Sims on long life. I love him that much, and when he dies, it's going to be a travesty. It's going to be the beginning of this Simpocalypse you guys don't understand. He is the greatest. It doesn't seem like it now. He just seems like an old guy who's like, I'm tired in the middle of the day and I need to stop. But, I mean, I just love him. You guys don't understand. Some of you probably do, though, because you play The Sims yourself. There's Sims that you attach yourself to. And as soon as they, like, get anywhere near the end of their lifespan, you're like, I don't want that to happen. I know some of you out there who just, you know, figure out a way to fix that by... Cupcake machine, I just put that in for Kiara. Where am I going? Oh, because Anakin and Marcy were supposed to come over. They didn't? Did I say no? Sometimes I lose people in this apartment. Are they... They're not up here. Oh no. Didn't invite them over. We might see some of the other Sims. We might see them. I might even take you over to, like, Anakin's. He might be jamming out or something. But... So, Sage and Zane. Nothing really to say about them other than if you look at them, their outfits are pretty much identical. Except for... Like, they have different differences for their... Or different outfits for their, like, party outfit and I think their athletic outfit, just because they do have different personalities. You know, their everyday clothes are the same, except color coordinated to what color they are, kind of. Zane takes after his dad, where it's, like, the pinks and the purples, where Kiara likes the purples and, Xander likes the pinks. And then Sage is, like, blue, like a turquoisey blue and a yellow. I didn't change much in this apartment. I did, like... I Xandered it up. This is the kind of Sim Xander is. If anybody's seen this penthouse apartment, there's no fucking polka dots on the walls and the bright yellow coloring. You know, this was a basketball court, and I turned it into their little family room so that Xander and Cadence would have their room right here. And yeah, I was just like, this is so not Xander, but it is a party place, and it's right next to where he lived, grew up his whole life. That's another thing, is like, I wanted him to own his own restaurant, and because he got to pay off this loan, he can't even pay the bills right now. $10,000 for the bills is generally what it is. I actually can look. $10,000, almost $11,000, and it's because, you know what? Where are you, Cadence? Get the heck out of Dodge with that, because you need to you need to pop art painting, do a large. You need to crank out these paintings. I mean, Xander knows how to paint too. Kiara's starting to learn how to paint because that's how they were earning their money to get here. But now they have a loan to pay, they have these bills to pay. Their lives are wonderful and awesome, but at the same time, it's like they still have the real world problems. I mean, they can't get away from it. Like, a lot of simmers, and I'm not putting anybody down, but a lot of simmers, they're lately, because I think they don't want to strike a nerve with people, like their fans on YouTube or their audience on YouTube. And I think it's a smart move, but at the same time, it's like, I want to see some of the drama. Like, I want to see, not saying that like, oh my god, they can't pay their bills, it's drama. Oh geez. There's definitely not super drama, but when you guys meet some of the other Sims that I have, you're gonna be like, why are you so like messed up in the head? What happened to you? Who did this to you as a kid? I will have to probably reiterate 1,001 times that I just like to be creative with my Sims. I just like there to be like a rich storyline, that everybody's different. And it's also this, I'm kind of showing you guys around the apartment a little bit as I'm doing this. Is that this set of Sims is when I got the game. It's all from when I got the game, and I've just been still, waiting for like packs and stuff to come out. But at the same time, because there's so much to do, I've been still figuring some things out. So like, I finally got around to doing a transgender Sim. You'll see them in one of my Let's Plays. I don't know how I'm gonna introduce you to these characters, because it's kind of it's a really, really tough subject and storyline for the Sim that goes along with the set of Sims. Each Sim has their own story, own problems. I mean, even down to the single problems. Like, Cadence wanted to be a writer, but she failed at it, and she wasn't good at it, so she took on painting because she realized later on in life that when Xander was painting her kids and Zarya and... or... what is it? Zarya? Kiara? There was something that she actually wanted to do. She had lived her life not knowing, and kind of her whole like young adult life she was friends with Xander and didn't know how that was gonna work out, but she's happy now. She was devastated anytime that any of the other girls were around, but like all the rest of them were just fine, and she was friends with them too. But it was just like, why isn't Xander taking me seriously? Why doesn't he just want to be with me? Like we're such good friends. I don't see him being like that with any other girl. So, I mean, she got what she wanted, because I like this family being happy, and I really love Cadence. I've always liked her. At first I was like, yeah, this is a girl that he's gonna be with. Like, at the very beginning, it was just a rando Sim. He had to give his apartment key to somebody, and he gave it to her. And then it just struck one day that I was like, oh shit, he needs to be with her. But I mean, she's good. She's really good. She every time, and I kid you not, autonomously, she would come over. She would paint paintings on his easel to completion and leave because it always seemed to be, and maybe I'm just crazy, but it always seemed to be when Xander was in a tight spot. When he had Kiara to take care of all by himself, he would sleep when she was over, and she would just hang out, clean up the apartment, take care of the baby. Usually when I have the I didn't know Sage. I thought I had oh my god, Cadence selected, but she would come over. She would like paint a painting for him to sell. She would clean the dishes, and she would take care of Kiara as a baby. Things that Kiara doesn't remember, and Kiara barely remembers her ever being around when she was a kid, or like a toddler and a kid, up until the point where Xander finally was like, I kind of have a thing for her that I didn't think I did have at the beginning. And like she was coming over more, but so was another one of the girls he was with. Eventually, Xander revoked the apartment key, and they lived happily ever after with Kiara's blessing. It was the cutest thing. I just, some of these things that I wish I did. I showed you guys this earlier, but I didn't explain it. Like, these are the paintings that Xander did, but I forgot to do the toddler years. I still have to do the teenage years. Here's Kiara's corner. And I even have this little cute one right here. I just love him so much. I love him. I love them. I love Kiara too. I'm just so happy with the Sims that came out of this, because out of so much that has happened, which is yet to be explained, I'm just it's awe-inspiring. Where is he? Where's Sage? Is he still upstairs? He's still. They like to stand. I forgot that I think I have autonomy off for Sims that are. He wants to be social. How about we take him elsewhere? When I play by myself, I usually am like, oh, just go sit at the computer and do this. But you guys are different. Like, we should probably go and do something, right? Maybe I'll take him to. There's a few names up there that I see that I can't wait to introduce you to. We'll take you to somewhere mild. Somewhere that the story's not too much, and I probably won't do an actual, like, let's play story thing with this sim, because it's not that, his character's still developing right now. It's a very woe is me, like, boo-hoo, I'm a teenager type story. It's not that crazy. It's just not that crazy. It's not, I don't think it's worth, like, a let's play, I guess. I love him, but it's one of those things that, like, I eventually will play him with you guys, and we'll do some crazy shit with him, but until then, it's like, oh, this is who he is. This is what he does. And the teenagers right now, I can't really do too much with. I don't have the, like, it's the PlayStation, so we don't have the parent pack. So, the parenthood pack, so, like, no curfews, none of that, like, extra teen drama stuff. What? Oh, because he's sad because of low social. I'm like, why do you want to call the... And why am I in the wall of their apartment? His neighbors are a whole nother story that go along. There's gonna be a lot of explaining for that one. Oh no, where is he? What time is it? 11:30? He must be out busking. Is he busking? I will laugh if he's doing it without me, because I've never seen him do it. That's not him, is it? No. No. He's not out here. I wonder if I could call him back to his apartment. I don't know. He might be at the karaoke bar. You're tired, you're miserable, and nobody wants to talk to you. I get it. I get it. Hold on. Invite Anakin to hang out at his own house. Jeez. What? You're not friends with him? We can't visit Lucas. Can't visit him. Oh my god. Oh, go hang out with the bros. Never mind. They're not important to the story, really, other than the fact I needed teenagers in the world, but we can go hang out with the bros. We can go hang out with them. Unless they're like, oh, we're sleeping at 11... I mean, you guys are teenagers. You're not sleeping at 12:20 in the morning. It is currently... I don't even know what time it is here. It's currently midnight here, in the real world. I'm not sleeping. I have to get up with my daughter in the morning. She sleeps in a lot, so it's okay. I'm sorry if this is too much talking for you guys. Once you get introduced to them, it's not gonna be so much talking. It's gonna be more us playing, us messing around, us watching the crazy things that the Sims do on... I mean, I know they do crazy things on the computer too, but sometimes the things on the PlayStation, like, they just have not debugged this game. Okay, I know you're tired, but let's just do a thing. I think this will be it, guys. Oh, they're right out here in the hallway. Maybe they're probably gonna let you in, though. Put the walls down. Okay. So, I'll just introduce you to these guys. They're not integral to the story, except Blake is Kiara's not boyfriend. She's a lot like Xander in the sense that she doesn't want to be tied down. But, you know, boy toy, I guess. I don't know. Blake is the little redhead over here. I say little redhead. The big boy redhead. That's Blake. This is Kashan, I believe, is what I named him. I can't remember if any of my Sims are involved in him, but I do know Rowan over here was with Amidala. If any of you guys are Star Wars fans, you're probably gonna like that family a lot. Let's just say the mom in that family, Eleanor, she's kind of a big friggin' nerd, and her party outfit is a Darth Vader costume. That's how weird that family is. But Amidala kind of follows in her mom's footsteps, but she's still a cool, like, edgy teen. She's just started recently getting into, like, dating, and Rowan is not her boyfriend, but her first, like, interest in dating. So, like, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is all, like, stuff that you guys will learn. And I know I don't mean to talk a lot about them, but I usually talk to my husband about all this stuff, and I like keep him up to date with my Sims and stuff, but because he can't visually see it sometimes because he's at work or whatever, it's like he kind of starts to tune me out because he can't put a visual with the words that I'm saying. It's one of the reasons, like, I want to document it. I want to be able to come back and be like, yeah, I remember this. Like, I remember him. But it's just one of those things, like, I can only talk to my husband for so long before he's like, okay, now I don't want to hear about the Sims anymore that you have. Like, I know he likes hearing it. He loves when I do storytelling, but it's just the fact that sometimes it just becomes me sitting there forever talking about an imaginary life. Like, I get it. I would be the same way. Like, if I want to hear about your Sims, I'm gonna watch your Let's Plays. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, go over to your house and you're like, okay, so you'll never guess what so and so did. But I mean, okay, I'm getting so off track. But once we get established with all these families, I wish I could have shown you Anakin because I could have gotten that out of the way. Once we get established with all of them, then we'll get into playing for real. Right now it's just me kind of like swirling around the camera. I'm still getting used to all this stuff, but he should come out here and talk to them really quick. Like, talk to Rowan. He's a sweetheart. He's a romantic. Give him a friendly introduction. You know Blake. They know Blake. They should. He was around when they were children. I mean, he's significant. They're significantly younger. Technically, because I never play them, I think that now Zane and Sage are older, but they're technically not because I created them as teenagers when they were still babies, even, I believe. Talking about llamas. Whoa. What about Sage? Here's the thing about romantic Sims. It's like they try to chase down. I'm afraid about this. I shouldn't have had him talk to Rowan because I feel like because he's a romantic Sim, this could go any way. Like, there you go. Talk to Blake. And now he's thinking about trash. Does he think you're trash? Sage, does he think you're trash? You better go tell Kiara that he thinks you're trash, but next time, because I think we're gonna have to wrap this up here. Wait a second. He just took out the trash. But was that really what he was doing? Alright, buddy, you need to get back home. You need to get tucked in bed. And I need to end this video. It was so nice to talk to you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I hate that I have to scroll down that whole list to get to the bottom. I mean, what if your sim knows, like, every sim in the universe, and you're like, yeah, I just want to get home. I hope that I covered everything, too, for you guys, because I feel like I might be missing something about their story. I mean, I've told you a little bit about how Carter was and where he equates in the family. Other than that, I don't think there is anything else that I was supposed to tell you about Xander before we started actually playing with his family. But I have not shown you the tippy top of the universe family tree and who Pandora is. Pandora is me, but Sim Pandora we have not talked about, and her character. Oh, her character, man. I mean, when I first started playing this, though, I still was getting a grasp on The Sims. So, like, my first and second generation, fairly, like, mediocre gameplay. Like, they're kind of like mediocre Sims. I don't want to say they're mediocre, but I mean in the sense that, like, they're not as developed as the rest of the characters are, because I've had a chance to figure out how to... Amidala! What are you wearing? This is Amidala, guys. This right here is Amidala. I don't know why she's so mad. Also, why do you look like you belong to the Marine Corps, or maybe like United Airlines? Why? What are you doing in that outfit? Okay, bye-bye. Wow. Okay, she's cooking. Alright, the goal was to get... I get distracted sometimes, guys. I really do. Yeah, sleep. He's hungry too. Okay, but next time I'll feed you. Can you wait that long? I think you can. You don't age while I'm gone. This is my favorite song on here. Okay, but next time. This video is getting long. Okay, alright. Alright, Xander's getting down. This is where we'll end it, guys. Alright. Until next time. I am not sure which family I want to show you guys, but I will try to keep the talking to less. I just get very, very excited about my Sims. I'm sorry about that. I usually can tell that I'm talking too much because my throat starts to hurt. I don't know if anybody else gets that way, but I really, really wanted to document Xander. Now at least I have done it. I have shown you his family. I am excited to show you all the rest of the families. I hopefully can get videos out every Saturday for The Sims. I'm planning on doing videos with my husband right now because I can record up to 60 minutes on my PlayStation. That's how I'm doing it. I'm doing it very like archaic. I'm putting everything on a USB drive. I apologize also for the audio quality because I'm just using my headset. It's a good headset, but you know, that's not ideal for recording. I plan on doing a lot. I'm not just gonna play The Sims. I don't consider myself a simmer, really. I'm a gamer. I play a whole bunch of different games. So if you guys want to suggest a game for me to play that's for the PlayStation, I'll probably be playing like some of the free games that come out. I eventually do want to expand. I'm a console gamer, so I'll play games on the Xbox. I'll play games. I have the Switch. I have the GameCube. If I ever get a capture card that supports those systems, I will be playing games for all those systems because I just love gaming. This is what I like to do. It just made no sense for me to not, you know, put it out there and do something with it other than like sit here. I stay at home with my daughter all day. I needed something else to do, and this is what I decided I want to do. But not, you know, I'm not doing it for any other reason but like to give me something to do, like just an outlet. But anyways, I don't need to tell you my whole life story. You'll learn about me over time. Until next time, my friends, hit that like button if you appreciate this, and I will see you guys all next time.